Hello and welcome to the show. I am Joe Tophat. The Snoopy Show is the first major animated project for Peanuts in the 2020s, and it's pretty good. Yeah, I know I usually save saying whether something is good or bad for the end of the video, but in this case I wanted to make an exception. I will explain why I think it's pretty good in a moment, but first I want to talk about the title. A few of my viewers have told me how much they hated the title. The usual complaint is that it's pretty unoriginal. Honestly, I never had a problem with calling it the Snoopy Show. The previous show was called Snoopy in Space after all. I do understand where these people are coming from, since Peanuts doesn't just revolve around Snoopy. But Snoopy is meant to be the main focus of this show. Plus, he's always been my favorite character, so of course, I wouldn't care. Now for the show itself. This season only has 6 episodes. Like the Charlie Brown and Snoopy show, each episode is divided into segments, 3 per episode. All of them are original stories, and not based on anything Schultz had done in the strip. However, the first segment, called A Snoopy Tale, features Snoopy writing his autobiography. This reminds me of a special Schultz tried to make back in the 90s called It's a Dog's Life, Charlie Brown. It was about Snoopy writing his memoir on his life and the lives of his siblings. I don't know if the writers were aware of this unmade special when they were working on the Snoopy show, but I like to think they were. A Snoopy Tale shows the characters enjoying Snoopy's book. Only he made up all the details, and Charlie Brown finds himself setting the record straight. It kind of reminded me of Snoopy's Reunion, where it shows Charlie Brown getting Snoopy when he's older, rather than as a younger kid like in Snoopy Come Home. We do get to see Snoopy's siblings, Spike, Belle, Marbles, Andy, and Olaf. I guess Molly and Rover aren't considered canon. There is no mention of Lila, Snoopy's original owner, though we might get to see her in a future episode. I hope. I know some of you will disagree with me on this, but I actually appreciate that they're telling original stories. I'm not against using material from the strip. In fact, I kind of wish the Snoopy show used more from it. Having said that, I understand there's only so many times they can rehash the stuff from the strip before it grows stale. In order for Peanuts to survive, they have to be willing to tell original stories. At the same time, they have to respect its legacy. That's not an easy thing to do, and I think the Snoopy show does it pretty well. I also like how they're starting to use Rerun more. Ever since He's a Bully, Charlie Brown, Rerun has largely been absent from Peanuts. Whenever he did show up, his role was never really big. So it's nice to see that the Snoopy show gave him a larger role. My favorite segment with him is Sled Alert, where poor Snoopy and Woodstock are trying to bring his sled back up a steep hill. The little Easter eggs are nice. I loved seeing Charlie Brown's ghost costume, Flash Beagle, and that Halloween mask from the 50s strips. Speaking of Halloween, there are 2 segments involving the holiday: Dress Up Snoopy and Tricky Snoopy. neither of which mentions the Great Pumpkin. I'm a little conflicted on how I feel about that. On the one hand, I do appreciate that they're willing to tell a Halloween story that doesn't involve the Great Pumpkin. On the other hand, it feels wrong. It would be like if The Simpsons did a Halloween episode without Kane and Kodos. Did The Simpsons ever do a Halloween episode without them? It's been years since I watched a new episode. Getting back on track, I don't really have any complaints against the Snoopy show, though I do have a minor nitpick. It feels like the Snoopy show is aimed at kids. There's nothing wrong with that, but Peanuts has always been aimed at the whole family. Schultz hated it when people only saw Peanuts as children's entertainment. And it's not hard to see why. There's a lot of intellectual stuff in Peanuts that would go over the heads of most kids. The Snoopy show never feels like it's talking down to kids, and I think adults can enjoy watching it. So I guess that's the most important thing. Will everyone enjoy the Snoopy show? No. Is it destined to become a classic? Hard to say. I don't think anything could ever compare to the shows made in Schultz's lifetime. That doesn't mean, however, there can't be anything good from the new Peanuts shows. And the Snoopy show is good. If the Snoopy show doesn't appeal to you, there is a new Peanuts graphic novel I think you'll love. It's based on an unproduced special Schultz tried to make back in the 90s. It's called Scotland Bound Charlie Brown. I highly recommend it. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments section what you guys think. And don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later.